Hi everyone, it's Cindy. I have a journal flip through for you today. This is a sneaky little journal I've been working on in my quiet time. Sometimes I find I just like to kind of work on a journal project just in the background when I'm not filming. That just allows me to like have some, downtime with myself. And this is a storybook journal based on a story called The Nightgown of the Sullen Moon. So as I go through the journal, I will minimize my talk about what's inside of it, and I will read the story to you as we go. So I'll mention before I get started, I've used the entirety of the book, and this book actually came with another copy that had been kind of not fully photocopied, but it was like a children's so it came with like this kit sort of for children to discuss emotions, because this was about basically a sullen moon, and so it talked about what being sullen means and how to resolve feelings when you feel like you need a change, like something in your life feels stagnant. So there were some of the pictures and the pages that had been copied, not the whole book, but it was on like some light cardstock kind of paper. Some of it had like blue dye on it, so I couldn't really use all of it, and it came with like a question worksheet, and like it was like a little school lesson. So there's some extra things in here for that reason basically. And I also had 2 copies of the book, so I have like a good amount of materials that I got to use for this book. What else? So there's a few digital creators' work that I've used inside here. You're going to see on the front page there's a paper doll that's by Maggie Retro Boutique on Etsy. I've used bits and bobs from Release the Craftin', multiple kits. As you know, I've been on her design team, and I recommend 100% all of her kits, her whole shop, because it's awesome. And what else? I think I've used some Miles Beyond the Moon paper dolls. And Pegasus Paper Co. You'll see some moon pockets and things I've used that. I don't think there's any other digitals really, and if it is, it's maybe one-off pages, but those are the main creators I've used in this book. So this is a big chunky monkey of a book. It is 7 signatures, and on the spine, so this is inside just a big blue book that I had that I liked. It's called The Magician's Land, and I decided, as when we tell stories, I like to leave some part of the original book, and this time I've decided to leave the spine. So I added some bits here and down here to just kind of cover like the parts that didn't really interest me. I've added an eyelet here to hold on to this piece of hemp that's been tied that has the spine dangle attached to it. And hopefully you can see it's got little suns and little beads and little moons on it. So both the sun and the moon are important in this story. On the front cover, these are all pieces from the original cover of Nightgown of the Sullen Moon. It has a very I would say watercolory at times, and other times oil paint kind of look to the illustration in the book. Then I created a little label here with a little moon on it and my hand-dyed paper. So the main characters in this book are this little girl who's just kind of mentioned subtly, but the moon and sun are the main characters. On the back, I've added this vintage cutout of this girl in an owl costume. And then, also, It Capilli Imaginarium. I've used her Suns and Moons kit. So that should hopefully cover everything. The closure is with some vintage hem tape through metal eyelets. And let's jump into this book. So here at the front, this is that paper doll by Maggie's Retro Boutique. His name is Moonsy, and I love him. He is embossed and glued down on this side, but this leg and arm are movable, and I just thought that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. So then inside this front pocket, we have these little clouds by, they're Happy Little Clouds by Banana Fana Design on Etsy. And then this is the original front cover title of the book, The Nightgown of the Sullen Moon by Nancy Willard. And this piece of paper, it also comes out of this tuck. I will be doing a video on the 25th of March about how I made this. This is for Global Land. They're die cuts. So this just pops in here like so. And then this just goes in there with it. Just a cute little tuck. So that's a journal card that pops in the front. So then we come into the book here and we have this little flip out. And in the front pocket, we have a couple of things. Let me just pull them out here. So this tag and this tag. Then that flips that way for some writing space. Over here, a little journal card. Marble paper. There is a tab within each signature of this starry fabric. And now the story begins. The nightgown started it all. It belonged to Ellen Fitzpatrick, who took the clean laundry off the line for her mother and left her own nightgown, blue flannel and stitched with stars, shining, dancing on the brilliant birth night of the full moon. The moon watched the nightgown kick and shine. Women have danced for me, men have worshipped me, poets have praised me. No one has ever given me what I really want, said the moon. Little belly band here. Another original book page. What do you really want? Said the sun. I want a nightgown such as people on earth wear when they sleep under warm feather beds at night. But where will you get a nightgown, dear moon? The same place they do, said the moon. And she sank slowly to the tops of the hills and followed the black road into the valley. She passed a church. These are both from the original book. A Laundry and Taverns. And came early in the morning when the brightness was off her to a shop where she had often tracked puddles of light. The salesgirl stepped forward. May I help you? I want a nightgown, said the moon. The salesgirl brought a nightgown printed with small animals. It's too small, said the moon. The salesgirl brought a nightgown printed with big flowers. The moon tried it on. It is too big. Help, said the moon. The salesgirl brought a plain nightgown. The moon tried it on. It is too pale, said the moon. The salesgirl brought a black nightgown. The moon tried it on. "It is too dark," said the moon. Then the salesgirl said, "We have no other nightgowns in the store." "Not one? Not one more nightgown hidden in a drawer at the back of the shop?" said the moon. "Madam, to please you, I shall look," said the salesgirl. And here, hidden in a drawer at the back of the shop, was one more nightgown, blue flannel and stitched with stars, shining and shimmering on the billionth birthnight of the full moon. "Shall I gift wrap it?" asked the salesgirl. "No, thank you, I shall wear it home," said the moon. Joyfully the moon sailed outside. She passed taverns and a laundry and a church, and followed the black road out of the valley and rose into the sky. This is a vintage photograph of the sky from the 1930s. All from the original book. Little charm here. Release the Crafton. Back to the original book. In the evening, people looked for the moon and did not find her. Men walking on the black road lost their way. Owls crossing the wood lost theirs. Another vintage photograph. Lots of fabric bits in here. Women forgot the words to their songs. And Ellen Fitzpatrick, waking at night, saw no dear face in the sky. Outside her window, every singing thing grew still. And high and away in her new nightgown, the moon heard people crying for the moon that had left them. And then we have the word moon in many different languages because the whole world is missing the moon. And there's more of those birds just waiting still. Lots of my own hand-dyed papers in here. The old moon laughed and sang a song. This is from the original book. It's the nightgown lying in a hamper on the ground. A little foreshadowing. That's why it's a secret under there. This is all mixed media, kind of fun painting papers I did. Lovely papers. Slowly the moon passed the sun. Does no one love my new nightgown? The moon asked. Oh, moon, people on earth want my gold face in the day and your silver face in the night. So many things change on earth, and they want nothing to change the sky, said the sun. Take the nightgown back. I won't take it back, cried the moon. You must take it back. Promise me you will take it back, said the sun. Oh, very well, I promise. Some pretty stationery paper folded. But the moon's promises, what are they worth? She took the nightgown off and she held it in a drawer at the back of the hid it in a drawer at the back of the sky. And on those nights when you see no moon, you can be sure she is trying it on and dreaming that she is back on earth, sleeping under the warmest feather bed in the world. Another vintage photograph. And then at the end, here we are. This says Moonlit Nights, and it's got my seal and signature on one of those little stars. So that is the nightgown of the Sullen Moon. If you have any questions about this journal, let me know. If you're seeing this video, that means that it has been posted for sale. It will go to my Patreon first, and then to my Etsy shop. The best way to follow my updates are to follow me on Etsy. I have linked my Etsy shop and my other social media down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you're interested in having advance notice of all the journals that I make, I do provide that to all levels of my Patreon. So have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.